Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is the Captain speaking here on Capnclydes MTG. No spoilers today, I guess. So, we've been talking about my Japan trip for a while and how I'm going to make a video. So, I guess we'll do that today because we got 5 more days of spoilers coming up starting Monday. So, let's just kick back this Sunday, relax, and let's take a look at how my trip to Japan went. Keep it simple. Links down below in the description if you want to support the channel, subscribe, all that good jazz. eBay TCG player. Shout out to Sawyer for being a sweet member of YouTube. Also, cool shout out to the Otaku Shop partner. Links in the description. Capnclydes to give you 10% off on all your anime stuff, which if you can't go to Japan like this is probably going to be your best place to buy some stuff. So let's get into it. So our first thing we're going to talk about is how not to use the bathroom in Japan. First off, don't put toilet paper in the toilet for most part. There's normally places to put that. Some will take it, some won't. But toilet paper only goes in there. I know it says here, please flush used toilet paper. Don't put towels and stuff in here because a lot of toilets areas will have towels in them and toilet paper. Also, it tells you how to sit properly. Don't sit with your feet on top of the toilet. To be fair, you probably need this one in America if you've ever been to a truck stop. Anyhow, yeah, some toilets aren't seatable. They're actually just in the ground. You have to squat over them, which is why they have to tell people not to do this on toilet seats. So, yeah. Moving on. So, the hotel we stayed in was called the Gracie Shinjuku Hotel. It's a Godzilla-themed hotel. It had lights switches right here next to the bed to turn all the lights on in the room, which are very, very nice, along with some plugins. But the coolest part probably was the bathroom. The bathroom here, as you know, in Japan, you're supposed to wash and then get in the tub and soak. That's their tradition. Because of that, the bathroom here, you have the tub, and outside the tub, you have an area where you can see the door right here. It closes. It's actually behind me. That you can actually get wet and has a drain too. So I think the best thing about this was I just used this head and like wash myself outside the tub like you're supposed to. And the fact I wasn't confined to a small shower and like bumping the shower curtain and the wall and stuff was just amazing. I loved it. I think we need to start doing this shit in America. Just putting it out there. So, yeah. Also, the bathroom is about the same size as the bedroom. Walk into your bedroom, wherever house you're in, unless you have a mansion. And that's going to be how big your bedroom is once you cut it in half. So the whole room and bathroom is about the size of probably your normal bedroom. This is a double bed. Yes, it's as small as it looks. And yes, me and my wife did fit on there. We had to cuddle very closely. We have a small couch here and a nice little window to look out. Now, also notice this couch is very low to the ground. If you were to stand up and look where your knees were, that's pretty much where the bottom of the couch was. Unlike here, our couches tend to be a little higher. They're a lot lower. They're probably below your knees, actually, depending on your height. And if you want more room like you normally get in a hotel here in America, you're going to have to buy a room with 2 double beds. And pay a lot more. This room was roughly around $200 a night. For 2 double beds, it would have been close to $4 or $5. So yeah, you do the math on that and figure out yourself. So in the lobby of the hotel was really sweet. They had a nice little reading area. We could read some nice stuff to hang out while you're waiting to meet up with people and what have you. The place was always packed with people for the most part, except during the night. As I mentioned, this was Godzilla themed hotel. So they had a Godzilla mural on the wall. This is a panorama view, by the way. Started with the earliest Godzilla movies all the way out to the newest ones, which was really cool to kind of see the whole beginning to current Godzilla-ness, which was just so nice, along with this very sweet mural of a scene of Godzilla versus Mothra, basically. And yes, this is human size. As you guys probably know, the old movies, someone put on the Godzilla suit, they'd walk around all these models and stomp on them and what have you. So this was huge and very cool to see inside the hotel. I don't know if any of this was actually props from real Godzilla or just remakes. Regardless, it was really sweet to see. And no, I couldn't go in there and touch shit. That's why it's roped off. But it was still nice. Also with that, downstairs is a nice little parking area here where all the taxis and stuff come in. The only time we really used a taxi anytime that we were in Japan was going to and from the airport. All the rest of the time we used the subway or train system, which is very cheap. Just gets you a Suica card. load it up, and it's just amazingly easy. And to be fair, Google will take you there, just like in America. Google will take you there. It'll show you where to go. It'll show you what buses to take, what trains, whatever, subway. Google will take you there. It's universal. So this is the outside of it. You can see there is a Godzilla head. This is why it's called the Godzilla Hotel. Outside. Now, normally you can go out there and take a picture on the balcony next to it. However, apparently a year or two ago, there was a freak accident, I guess, of some kind. I didn't look it up. But someone passed for some reason, was seriously injured or whatever, and now you're not allowed to go out there. So, that's just kind of one of those things, or something bad happens, ruins it for everybody, and God knows what really happened, because if it wasn't their fault, I don't want to go out there either, get killed on vacation. So, yeah. Next, we have the street view outside the hotel at night. You can see there's lots of people. Also, the street view gives you a very cyberpunk feel when you're out there, because yes, notice out here it is nighttime, even though it is bright as day. Several pictures of the street view here. You can see more cyberpunk kind of feel. It's very nice, very cool, with lots of stuff to do, some back roads. Yes, these are the roads that the cars travel down. They just don't often come down the back roads. They're normally on the main streets. But if they do come down this way, people do get out of the way. But because they don't very often, honestly, people just walk in the middle of the road. It's really weird, but very easy to get around in. We obviously have your cosplayers that are everywhere on the side of the road, even up in windows waving at people. I'm sure that this being a beer factory has nothing to do with the fact that she's dressed up to be cute. Anyway, really nice to see and really cool. All kinds of people like that. So this is Shibuya Plaza. This is where the 4D cat is. This is a billboard that the cat comes out and it's a cat. It just starts knocking stuff off and attacking things. And it looks real because it's a 4D billboard. It's really crazy. And also a pretty decent tourist spot, but I would also say definitely something you should check out if you go, because it is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Also here, obviously, we had to get the fish treat, takamyaki, or whatever it's called. I forget now. I haven't slept in a while. I'm tired. Sorry. So here's a basic stand on the side of a building. You can see the fish. They come in several different flavors. Everything from, custard to weird jellies and jams, whatever. I got the normal red bean paste, which is amazingly good and sweet. So I highly suggest getting the OG fish if you go. Some places that give you the fish will give you a sweet little wrapper like this, which is kind of cool. I'm not going to lie. Did I have the fish? Yes. Did I have it more than once? Definitely. Did I have it in several places? Always. Lots of fish. I had lots of fish. Anyway, moving on. So also here during the day, you'll notice as I talk that during the day, a lot of people aren't out. Now, through the week, people work. So, and kind of on the weekends too, really. Anywhere from like 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. It looks like this everywhere. It's like almost bare. But once 4 p.m. starts hitting, people start showing up as they get off work. Once 6 p.m. hits, full-fledged city of buttholes to elbows and no room for nothing. Because there's everybody. But this is just an example of what these cool-looking places can be during the day. So if you got time during the day, and don't stay out all night doing weird shit, you can go out and do some stuff without a big crowd, which is kind of cool. Obviously, there's crane games in Japan, along with everything else. I won a giant plush Hello Kitty, the half the size of my wife, which she loves, and I thought I was the man for doing. So, I also, for myself, managed to win a 1 foot tall Link statue, which was from Breath of the Wild, which was just the bomb. Took me about $30 to win both, and I'm pretty sure they're worth a lot more than that. Actually, about 4 times as much. So I felt accomplished and had fun doing it. So yeah. Also, in one of the stores, we saw this, which was a PS5 controller, believe it or not. I'm assuming it's a fighting controller because you have the 6 buttons here, kind of like the old Street Fighter stuff. I don't remember what these buttons were for, but if you look real close here, you can see that there's a left, a right, a down, and an up. You got to be really coordinated to button push all that. But Maybe it's easier for fighting games. Hell, who knows? I mean, Japan's living in the 2050 anyway already. So, but yeah, I thought that was kind of cool to show you guys. I thought it was really neat. Obviously, they have all the figurines and statues that Japan are notorious from. So yeah, there was cases like this everywhere, especially in stores, of all the stuff you could buy and put together. Here's a rack of it. Yeah, it still gives me a little bit of a stiffy just looking at it. When I was there, it was really hard to control myself. And then, honestly, that's just one side. Then you got a side like this. And that was pretty much the whole toy store. I mean, there was other stuff for younger kids, older kids, but there was just so much there. It was hard not to buy a bunch of stuff. Food vendors, as you can see here, everywhere. This side, that side, up there, over here. There's no shortages of places for you to eat. Most of them are open 24 hours. But do make a plan to around 9 or 10 to probably go back to your hotel. Otherwise, you're going to be eating at like a 7-Eleven. Because even though some places are open 24 hours, a lot of them are not. However, you can always go to, like, I don't know, karaoke place. So I didn't get a chance to go this time. That's going to be the next trip. Too much to do, not enough time. So we went to the best ramen shop around, in my personal opinion. Forgot the name of it. Sorry. This was their seating board. With that said, I want you to remember, Japan is full of introverts. They don't want to socialize with you. So if you're in Japan, for example, and someone comes up and talks to you, or someone wants to have a conversation with you or whatever out of the blue, that is a red flag. They're probably not even Japanese, and they're probably going to try to rob you or scam you out of something. So just don't do it. Most people in Japan, like I said, are introverts. They don't want to mess with you or even be talked to. They're all nice, but they'd rather just be left alone if they don't know you. Anyway, so what this board shows you here is it was really cool. The lit up areas are tables that were open. We got stuck on 8 and 9, me and my wife. So with that said, here's what the inside looked like. You can see here there's actually dividers up, so you don't have to see the person next to you or talk to them. And your little introverted table looks like this. You can see here, so we don't bother nobody. You have a water dispenser for your water, all your utensils. You get a piece of paper. You write down what you want. This little curtain gets raised up by the chef. He takes your piece of paper, doesn't ask anything, and then goes and proceeds to make your ramen. When he comes back, he will open that curtain again, place it in front of you, and then lower the screen. If you want something else, there's a button you can press and more paper to fill out. You don't even have to talk to your server. Really weird. Also, you don't tip. Tipping is considered rude. But anyway, so basic ramen here. The noodles, the flavor, the sauce, the meat, all of it amazing. I could not describe to you how good it is. Nothing in America, anywhere in America I've ever been, or anywhere else in the world, honestly, compared to this bowl of ramen I had. Just hands down, the bee's knees. Also, if you're out there, I highly suggest you buy small plates and skewers. That way you can sample a large amount of food for a cheap price. This cost about $25 to $30 American for all of this. That included drinks. Because you can buy skewers individually, or like wings by like a 4 or 5 pack. And so you had all kinds of stuff here. We obviously the rice is pretty cheap, so we got a bowl of rice. We had Wagyu steak. We had chicken, French fries. This was a chicken and garlic, or chicken and onions. Big for my wife. It was had a cream sauce, not for me. We had pork here, really good. This was squid right here on the far left. Not bad. I don't want to say I didn't like it. The squid itself was fine. The sauce I did not find very appealing. So maybe if there was a different sauce on it, maybe it'd be different. But it was edible, and I did semi-enjoy it, but I probably wouldn't get it again. The chicken, however, amazing. So was the Wagyu steak. Wow, was it good. Also pricey. So, obviously, while we were there, we had to get crepes. I mean, it's Japan. That's what they do. We found this famous crepe shop, apparently. It says it's famous. Who knows? But with their selection, I can say that they probably pretty are. And feel free to stop if you want to look at all the different kind of crepes and zoom in or whatever it is you want to do. But to be blunt, I got one, and I think it was the best. It had ice cream, caramel, cheesecake. There's bananas in there, along with some banana custard. The wife got a weird Nutella thing. Not a Nutella guy, just me. But didn't have any ice cream or anything like that. So whatever. But Both of them are really good. She had custard too, I think. So yeah, very, very good. So, and then here we have Shibuya Plaza area, where you have Shibuya Crossing, the most busiest crossing in the world, definitely Tokyo. And you also have Hachiko. Here's a picture of famous Hachiko. We all got pictures next to him. Here's the statue itself. There's also a place there you can buy some stuffed animals and things. Here's Shibuya Crossing, which is pretty sweet. I actually filmed us crossing it. So I'll let you see that real quick. Just give me a second as my camera does some weird shit. I get under control. There we go. So you can see there's a crossing here, way over there, X in the middle. It's a big 4 square X in the middle thing, and just people crossing everywhere. It is insane. And yes, you can see there's a light here blinking. People don't just go randomly. They go when they're supposed to. Everybody's filming. Everybody's taking pictures of each other. Everybody's walking every damn direction. It's like a madhouse. Over here, you can see a place to the subway where we came in at. Actually, we left at this one. There's another one behind us. But yeah, the subway is like a whole nother place under the city, full of shops and restaurants and all kinds of stuff. It's really wild. So after that, we took the subway over here to the Sky Tree, one of the tallest structures in Japan. We were at 350 meters, about 1,200 feet up, something like that, I think. We took a lot of pictures from outside the Sky Tree to show Tokyo City. I'll pan through those real quick. There was a TV up that showed you what Tokyo looked like at night if you're there during the day. To be fair, probably should have went back at night because this looks pretty dope. We were there later in the day, but not with the sun being set, so we didn't really get to see all this. But hey, at least there was a picture of it. Not gonna lie, looks pretty cool. And there were restaurants in there too. We probably could have hung out till it got dark, but again, so many things to do, not enough time. You can see here some more pictures of Tokyo. Beautiful scenic view of the rivers and the streets, highways, trainways, you name it. This shows you where Mount Fuji is and where the other famous places are throughout there on the way to the Sky Tree area. Because from this particular area, if you looked out, you could see Mount Fuji right there, kinda, if the clouds weren't in the way. After Mount Fuji, we went to the Shinjuku Goen National Garden. Feel free to pause here, take a look at the map if you want. I thought you guys might find it interesting. Very, very large place. I didn't get a picture of everything, but we spent easily 2 hours in here just looking around at stuff. There's a botanical garden in here and a whole 9 yards. I didn't take any pictures of that. I don't think the pictures were allowed in there. But you have the outside here. Very nice. You can see lakes and bridges and ponds. All the flowers and trees were labeled so you could tell what they were. Yes, they were in English. You could read them. Very pretty. We have rows of trees. In between these rows of trees, you see one here. There's also one on the far side over here. We have this garden area, which is also full of stuff. Again, this was huge. There was also lots of kids here from school on a field trip and what have you. This is a local building close to where we were. They had like a little patio area with some windows you could look out. So close to our hotel, we could actually look out and see a good chunk of Tokyo. But as you could see, not quite as high as the Sky Tree, but definitely relatively high. So then on this day in particular, we went to go actually see Mount Fuji, and there were several places that we stopped. We stopped at another place, kind of a hot spring area, and another town full of, we'll say, garden variety stuff before we got to Mount Fuji. So you see here as we're traveling on the bus, very beautiful. It's about a 1 hour ride, beautiful countryside. I thought it was breathtaking, really. It reminded me of home. We have our torii gates as we pulled into one of the towns. Up on top of this mountain, the Aquidani Mountain. I don't know if I'm saying that right. This is a hot spring area, and it's a hot spring because of the sulfur. It keeps everything warm. But because of so much sulfur, if you boil the eggs in the water, it turns them black. Now, it doesn't change how much they their size of them or anything, or the insides of them, or It doesn't change how they taste, but in theory, if you eat one of these eggs boiled in this water, add 7 years to your life. So obviously we ate one. Plus they have, you can see they have cookies and candies and all kinds of stuff, and the actual egg itself. So here's a picture of outside of the hot springs. Again, it's hot springs, so there's going to be lots of steam. Obviously, there's a sulfur smell. It's kind of hard to see the mountain because of all the steam. But it's pretty big. There's also a lot of kids floating around. You can see the black egg here. It was somebody was always taking a picture with it. It was hard to get a good view. But they had apparently field trips from school going here constantly. It was a pretty nice place. So then we went down back into the city where we actually started heading toward Mount Fuji. This is the side roads of Japan that you're going to take a look at. You can see more of a rural area, kind of. I mean, busy, but there's houses and buildings on the sides of the streets that kind of lead up to Mount Fuji right there. You can see it. This is kind of what they call the Stairway to Heaven, where you can take a picture and it kind of leads up to Fuji. Here's a great picture of Fuji without the clouds. Mount Fuji is also often covered with clouds, making it hard to see, which is why you couldn't see it from the sky tree. Luckily, on this day when we went, there wasn't any clouds hardly, and we got some great pictures of Fuji as we were going around. So it was really, really cool. And I took a lot of pictures because it was just amazing. And my zoom on my camera is way better than I thought it was. Just going to put that out there, as you can see here. Little helicopter. Anyway, later down the mountain, we stopped at one of these areas here where all the flowers were. You can see Mount Fuji. You can see where it actually gets covered with clouds here, but you can still see that it's there. So, you know, they said that often it's covered with clouds. You can't see it. Obviously, we were really lucky to get some sweet pictures this day, so feel blessed for that, to be honest with you. I feel like I won a lottery. More pictures and more people. We went up this mountain here, 399 steps, up to I believe, a fertility temple, shrine, whatever you want to call it, to pay our respects, through the Torii Gate. Climb the mountain. 399 steps don't sound like a lot. Trust me, it was fucking miserable. But once you get up to the top, you can, again, this is Mount Fuji. You can see how the clouds are covering it now as the day progressed. Here's one of the walkways up, so you can see an area to take a picture. Here's away from Mount Fuji off to the side. You can see the rural area. Lots of stuff going on here. Big city. Big city. Cherry blossoms are still in bloom. It was late April, so not all of them are in bloom, but a good chunk of them were. We have a pretty nice looking pagoda here. Managed to get a couple good pictures of this without a lot of people around, so that was kind of nice. You can see them here. And then there's a way behind the pagoda you can go up and get a clear view of Fuji again. Unfortunately, covered by clouds at this point. Here's another picture from up on top. Zoomed in picture from up there. Here's the on top area I was talking about. Has a nice little shrine and a statue up there devoted to, I believe, a general of some kind. I didn't do any research on it. I just thought it was cool. And then you can see the pagoda down here. You can see his little statue here. You can go up and get better views, but all the trees start to get in the way and it becomes very hard to see Fuji, so not a lot of good pictures up there. This was the shrine we went to. We got to do the whole praying thing, throwing money in, all that good jazz. It was really cool before we started down. Back down the mountain, that is, down the steps. So, and there you have it, guys. That's the trip from Japan. Feel free to ask some questions in the comments section if you want. I'll answer them the best I can. I had a great time. I thought it was great. I want to go back. That's how cool it was. I mean, there's so much more I can still see. I want to see a karaoke spot. I didn't get a chance to ride the bullet train. We didn't leave Tokyo per se, quote unquote. I'd like to go down to like the Osaka region, go out to a prefecture away from town. I think that would be cool. Still so much to do. Lots of heritage and history. I loved it. Thought it was great. And very friendly to foreigners, at least Americans, in my opinion. So yeah, also a very safe city to travel in. Almost nothing really goes too bad over there. It was pretty nice. So all that said and done, shout out to Sawyer. And finally, until next time, be kind. And as always, I hope to see you across from the game table. Maybe in Japan again. That'd be nice. That'd be kind of sweet. Just go over and bust out some magic cards.